What's up everybody, Curtis here, and welcome back to Digibit Tech. So, a few weeks back I did a video on a modern retro gaming console called the Classiq N from Old Skool. Well, since that video went up, you all have been super awesome and left me some comments down below regarding the longevity you all have experienced with this console. So, this inspired me. I want to take a look at my own console and kind of get an idea of how the play and use has affected this item. And also, while I'm in here, I'm going to go ahead and do a couple mods that I think would help the longevity of the product. And quite honestly, I just really want to tear this thing apart and see what's on the inside. After all, I only paid like 15 bucks for this thing, so if I screw it up, I'm not out of a lot of money, so I think it'll be fine. Am I making you nervous by doing that? I can do this all day long. I don't even need to look at it. But all kidding aside, let's break out the screwdrivers and see what we're working with here. So right off the bat, I want to warn you that doing this can and most likely will void your warranty. If you have a problem down the road and you want Old Skool to look at it, chances are if they see you tampered with the inside, they won't honor your warranty. Also, do this at your own risk. I am not responsible if you crack into your console and end up breaking something. I'm doing it at my risk, you're doing it at yours. So with the legalities out of the way, my initial electronics repair knowledge told me that I needed to get to the bottom side of the console, and I was correct. You need to remove the 4 rubber feet that are located on the bottom. They're just double-sided taped on. They'll peel right off, making it super easy to get to the Phillips head screws that are under each foot. Be sure to take those out and careful, don't lose them. They can slip away from you. And the whole top shell will just pull straight off of this bad boy. Now, it's pretty amazing how simple this piece of technology is. The Classiq NES had a big circuit board in the center, and Old Skool has managed to shrink it down to one teeny tiny board. And beside that board, you'll notice that there is a daughter board. This has your video outputs as well as your power input. Be sure not to disturb any ribbon cables, and also when removing that top cover, don't break the LED power cables. That LED controls the logo that lights up when you turn the console on, and obviously if you break those wires, it will no longer light up. So now we can get down to the nitty-gritty. I'm going to adjust the terminals on the inside of this. Now I know what you're thinking, like, Curtis, how do you adjust terminals? They're not like a screw or anything. Calm down, I'm gonna explain it. So by adjust, we are actually just kind of bending them in a little bit. They are so tight that I think this is the reason that so many people are having problems with these pins. I actually think it's a compound issue, but this is the main cause of why people are damaging their systems. So what we're gonna do is take a very dull knife, and on each one of these pins we're gonna push on the very bottom of it ever so gently. These are pretty cheap pins, so they bend very easy, and you're just gonna apply a little pressure to each and every one. Make sure that you're adjusting them about the same distance back so you don't have uneven spots. Also, don't take all of your adjustment out of the top row or the bottom row. You want to work this into both rows equally. That's why I said give it just a little pressure. A little goes a long way here. Now that we've done the top or bottom row, you're going to flip the console 180 and then do the other side the exact same. It may feel like you're not making much difference, but trust me, you are. So now that the terminal adjustment is out of the way, I wanted to kind of address what I believe is the second part of the issue. And that is that this little door opens way too far and it doesn't really support the cartridge once you insert it. There is a lot of slop in there. And I think what's happening is between the tight pins and the sloppiness, when people go to eject that cartridge straight out, the force is actually upon ejection causing them to tilt a little bit, and that cartridge is grabbing a pin and it just peels it straight out. So that's why I think this is a compound problem going on here. So the best way that I know how to do this, and in case I have problems in the future, I want to easily be able to remove my modifications. I actually have some pretty cool foam that I had laying around. I believe this came from my protective Pelican case for my soundboard. And what this is it's actually this like really dense foam, and it's already perforated. So all you have to do is just grab it and peel it apart to whatever size you need. So I did that and cut it to the exact dimensions I needed, and I stuffed it on the inside of this slot here behind the door. Now, I know what you're thinking. Curtis, you completely blocked off the port here. No, hold on. When we put everything back, I'm gonna take my knife and just ever so gently kind of push it behind that connector. So the connector will actually hold the foam in place as well as the door. And once you get the foam situated and that little trap door screwed back into place using the 4 screws that we had to remove earlier, it is now time to reassemble. So just do everything in the reverse order. Be sure to not pinch any cables or that little LED wire, and just screw everything back down and put your rubber feet on. And it's time to test. Are you a little nervous? Do you think I screwed it up? Well, I do have to admit, it worked perfect. Just kidding. I really didn't adjust the pins that much, but I do feel like it made a world of difference. The cartridge is so much easier to remove, and with that foam behind the door, there is virtually no slop as I pull it out. I call this a mission success. This cost me $0. It was an easy fix, and I think this will help increase the longevity of this inexpensive little console. And I do enjoy this thing. I know it gets a lot of crap for being so cheap, but again, if you catch it on sale, the controllers alone really are worth all the money you pay. You're just getting a bonus console with the mix. So let's get down to brass tacks and the real reason behind this video. Should you have to modify your brand new console? Absolutely not. And manufacturers, if you're watching this, Hyperkin, Old Skool, anybody, please put looser pins and tighter doors on your products. This is a compound issue that is causing consumers to destroy this pin array when they go to remove their cartridge. My Super Nintendo, my N64, and our Sega Genesis have been around for years without issues. I feel like you could spend an extra few pennies per console just fixing that issue alone. And it would probably save you some money in the long run because you wouldn't be RMAing these things. Now, to the consumer that is experiencing problems, thank you so much for letting me know in the comments. And I want to reiterate what I always reply down in the comments, that I'm sorry you're having an issue, but please let the manufacturer know as well. This takes a two-way of communication here. The manufacturer can't revise and make their product better if they never hear issues about what they make. So please write a respectful email or make a respectful phone call and inform them of what you're experiencing. And a lot of times you'll find they're actually really eager to help you out, and more than likely will throw a new console or something to you. As someone that deals with customer support on a regular basis, I do have to say it goes a long way to have people let you know what's going on. But hopefully these tips and tricks will help somebody increase the longevity of their console. So thank you for making it to the end of this video. You all know what to do down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I am so close to hitting that 100 subscriber mark, and I really want to hit that milestone with you all. Also, don't forget to tune in 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Tuesday for Player Tuesday. This is a podcast that my friend John and I are making where we talk about 3 things: tech, movies, and video games. And we love each of them. And we look forward to having you on that podcast. So, well, I think I'm going to play a little bit of this console before I go to bed. So, I will see you all in the next video. See ya.